And we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode numero ocho, episode 8. Who would have thought? 8 episodes of Real Talk with Dr. Lulu. Me llamo Doctora Lulu. I am your hostess with the mostest. I am a pediatrician by training, an LGBT plus advocate by calling, and a mama beast all around. For those of you who are just meeting me for the first time, I decided to do this thing at the beginning of I think September, the first Wednesday in September, because my regular podcast, Moms for Trans Kids podcast, was just going to a very weird place. We were beginning to have people canceling. We just didn't have people showing up. And I like to talk. So I was like, okay, if we can't get the parents showing up because of obvious reasons, I can direct my energy elsewhere. So I decided, why don't I just come and just give real talk every Wednesday from my heart as an entrepreneur, as a mother, as a Black queer immigrant woman, as a physician, all the things, just whatever I like to talk about. I don't have any agenda. And then last week we were lucky. We got one person join us all the way from India as our first guest. Welcome on Instagram. I can see Black Gay Buddha, the Rick Clemens. Hi, Rick Clemens. Oh my goodness. Hello. Shadow 2434, Earth Witch 500, and Tamsin Byrne. Welcome to Real Talk with Dr. Lulu. So I come here every Wednesday to just share some love. And today I said, what am I going to talk about? Well, how about the roller coaster of emotions that entrepreneurs experience? Let me tell you, the last week has been a roller coaster of emotions. And since this show is an extension of me, of who I am, I'm going to share everything that I go through that I can talk about within reason, right, on the show. So, oh my goodness, put on your seatbelts, share this video, call your friend them, because it's about to get real. Y'all know me. I keep it real. I keep it 100, because on Sunday I found out that one of my very, 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 very good friends passed away 2 weeks ago, and I just found out on Sunday when they were doing his memorial. So when we're going to leave this world alive, we might as well do the best that we can to create a legacy, be kind to ourselves, be kind to other people, because listen, all we have is each other. So seatbelts, get ready, maybe get a drink because it's cold outside, and let's get into it. Let's get into it. So it is every Wednesday at 12 noon, as much as I can, because y'all know I'll be traveling. For instance, next Wednesday I am here, but then I leave on Thursday for Grenada, if we can still fly by then. I don't know, but it's going to be every Wednesday. This is episode 8. If you would like to watch the others, your best bet will be to go on my YouTube channel, because it's always streamed on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Instagram. And I'm just so excited to come and just share my love with all of y'all, because I have a lot of love to give. I have the capacity to give love. I have nicknamed myself the limitless abundance coach, because there's limitless of abundance of everything good. You just get to choose which one do you want. And let me tell you, with all the mess that's going on around, I choose love. I choose peace. I choose confidence. I choose joy. And that doesn't mean that I'm manic. I'm not crazy. It doesn't mean that I don't have days where I cry, like Sunday when I found out that my friend passed away, or Tuesday when I picked the place that I'm going to move to. Like, I am still human, but I still choose joy amidst all of the chaos. Because give me one benefit of not choosing joy. Give me, like my coach would say, tell me one benefit of thinking that thought. There's none. So I choose joy. But that aside, let's jump into today's episode, because I cannot wait. So I was just thinking all the things that happened to me this week. This week alone, well, not this week, because this week is Wednesday. Okay, last week, in the last 10 days. So for the past 3.5 months, I have been living in my townhouse that I love so much that I signed a three-year lease because I like the place so much. I've been living there without air conditioner. And I didn't think I could do it. Like, you truly do not know what you can do until you have to do it. So I did not think in my wildest dreams that I'll live in Georgia, the state of Georgia, one of the hottest states in the South, throughout the summer without air conditioning. But I did. It's a longer story than that, obviously, but the point I want to make here is, as an entrepreneur or as someone who has signed the dotted lines to help others with your business, you cannot be separated from the business. You are the business. Hey, Okwi, my girl is here on Instagram. You are not separate from the business. You are the business. And so when your life is going roller coaster, it's possible that your business will also be going on a roller coaster. But here's what happened with me. At the beginning of the month of October, I think, or maybe somewhere along the line, I watched one of my coaches, and I have 4 coaches. So by the way, if you don't have a coach, you need to get 1 or 2 or more. I have 4 coaches. So one of my coaches, Stacy Bayman, came out of maternity leave to make an offer to us in the Facebook group that she said, and I quote, "You can't refuse." And she was right. The offer was amazing. She just came on for 20 or 30 minutes. And in that time, that woman that I love and admire so much made $100,000 in about a 30-minute window. Okay, let's give it a lot of time. Let's say 1 hour window. She made an offer that was so irresistible that those of us in the group, more than 2,000 of us, had 20 spots. And it was gone just like that. She made $100,000. One of the things that she mentioned was, she said, as an entrepreneur and as a coach, once you get it, you get it. Once you figure out how to make money in your business, you crack the code, basically. And so I have been an entrepreneur most of my adult life since I came to America. Once I graduated from residency in 98, I jumped right into my own practice and I had my business. So I've been in business. I've had successful business. But I've never been a solopreneur. Let me tell you, solopreneurship, that's the shiznit. Like, you literally have to be made of steel to ride that roller coaster. So I want to take a moment to give flowers to all the solopreneurs out there. People know me, I'm always snapping. I want to give flowers, mad roses, to all the solopreneurs, or any kind of flower of your choice, to all the solopreneurs out there, because as a woman of a certain age who is now an empty nester, I find myself by myself a lot, with my thoughts a lot. And if you're not careful, your thoughts will come for you. They will come for you. And I don't mean in a good way. They will come for you. And so one of the things I want us to think about as entrepreneurs is, we made up our minds to start a business to help people. So tell me, why is it that at every line and every corner and every stop sign, your brain is telling you you can't do it? Why? And so I want to talk about that today, the roller coaster of emotions that often accompany us as solopreneurs. And not just solopreneurs, just as human beings. First of all, let's start with where those voices, let me call it that, because yes, it's your voice, the sound is your voice, but usually, as we know, a newborn baby doesn't have any thoughts of "you're not enough." A newborn baby never experiences not enoughness. So by the way, if you have any questions, just type them in the comment section. I'll be happy to take any questions. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know, because I want to hear what y'all have to say about this, all the entrepreneurs out there. So newborn babies do not have any mindset of "you're not enough." Newborn babies do not go through that. So where Does this "you're not enough, you're not good enough, you're not worthy" .com, where does it come from? So if we go back, we find out that it's people that we have been around from our early childhood. And the truth about it is, while to some extent it's corrective, if a child is going to the fire, you say, don't go there and all that. But the whole idea of who told you you could do it, or how dare you think it, or you can't do it, that actually is other people's limited mindsets that they project on us. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, because some people like their misery, we absorb these things over the years. Our parents, I'm going to come out and say it, our parents tell us we can't do it. Our neighbors tell us we can't do it. Our siblings tell us we can't do it. My two youngest siblings, brothers, my baby brother wanted to be a pilot, but his immediate older brother said to him, your plane is gonna crash. He was 8, and he believed him because that's what kids do. And he didn't go to pilot school. So our words are very powerful, both the words that we tell others and the words especially that we tell ourselves. So today's episode is titled The Roller Coaster of Emotions, called entrepreneurship, really, because that's what it is. So the first emotion I want us to discuss is excitement. So excitement, because when you decide you're going to do your business, you're going to start your business, 9 times out of 10, you're excited. Oh my God, I have this idea. I'm going to make something and I'm going to call them fans. And they're going to go around and blow cool air. Like, it's an idea, right? And then you're like, oh my God, like, how do I do it? Usually the idea comes from a problem that you may have experienced, or maybe somebody close to you has experienced. In my case, I decided to become an entrepreneur and start a business as a pediatrician because I know that there's sick kids out there, and there are well kids out there, and there are parents out there and caregivers who don't understand the health situations of their kids. So I want to be the one to help them. And then I became an entrepreneur after that as a life coach because I realized that parents of LGBT plus kids specifically don't understand usually, or have the wrong impression or the wrong mindset around their children's sexuality. And then I decided to become an author because I felt like books needed to be written. This just happens to be a sample of one of my next books is called Invited In. It was a journal. I'll just show you, right? Because I realized parents need to be invited into their children's LGBT plus world. And that's where my second TEDx talk came about, called Coming Out versus Inviting In, something like that. Anyway, the point is, you find a problem, you have the idea that you can fix it, and then you embark upon your journey. So excitement is one of the first emotions, which is great, because if you're not excited about your idea, no one else is going to be excited about it. Truly, if you're not excited about your idea, no one else is going to be excited about it. So you're excited, you have this great idea, you want to save the world, you want to build a fan, you want to write a book. And then you tell someone. And then maybe you tell your mother, maybe you tell your husband, maybe you tell your wife, maybe you tell your cousin. And they're like, what? What are you talking about, Willis? You want to do what again? Child, please. Meanwhile, your brain has already told you this is a good idea. It's a real problem. It needs to be solved. And here you are. I don't know. Yes, but because the person is like, you want to do what again? Why? Why would you want to do that? Or why do you want to do what everybody else is already doing? Or Why do you want to do what no one else is doing? When I wanted to quit medicine to become an entrepreneur, my friend Emeka took me out to lunch, to dinner or lunch. He said, let's talk about this. Why are you leaving medicine? Like, are you being sued? I was like, no, I just want to become a life coach. I want to do it differently. He's like, I don't know about that. Wait, first of all, Emeka, nobody asked you. No one asked you, right? But this is just what happens. And then if I wasn't like really sold on my idea, the first person that tells me, what the heck are you thinking? I'll go with them. So the first emotion is excitement, and then self-doubt. Oh, I don't know. Can I really do this? Could Emeka be right? Could my mother be right? Is it true that I can't really do this? Maybe it's true that I can't do this. Why am I even thinking I'm going to do this? Who told me I could do this? Self-doubt. And a lot of people, unfortunately, are lost at the point of the first self-doubt. One of the things we say in the writing world is 99% of books are in the graveyard. 99% of books are in the graveyard. If you know, you know. 99% of people who want to write a book go to their graves with the idea, because it's like, I don't know how to do it. I'm too scared. I don't know anyone else who's written it. I don't know where I can get help, which, by the way, I'm a book writing coach. So if anybody's interested in writing a book, holla at your girl, right? I don't know how to do it. Will anybody even buy the book? What am I going to write about? Will anybody read it? And just like that, you think yourself out of it. You talk yourself out of it, right? You start ruminating, and then you're fixed, and then you're frozen, and then you don't take action. So, excitement when you get the idea, self-doubt big time. If you're not careful, you will fall for your self-doubt. Then, of course, there is fear, false evidence that appears real. I don't know about this. I mean, how am I going to do it? It is a monumental idea. It's big. It's bigger than me. I can't do it. Like, no, I'm too scared to do it. I don't know how other people are doing it, but that's them. I'm just going to stay here and play small. I'm just going to stay here and just not take any risks. I'm just going to stay here and decide that I'm good. I don't even know why I thought I could do it. I'm good. And just like that, idea is dead. And then there's anxiety. Let me just use book writing, for example. What am I going to write about? How do I start the chapters? How do the chapters work out? How about the publishing? What about the printing? What kind of font size am I going to use? Will I put pictures, or what am I not going to put pictures? Who is going to read it? Who is my ideal audience? Who is my ideal reader? All the things. All the things. All the things. And before you know it, man, I'm not even writing the book. I don't even know who told me to think about writing a book. There are too many books out there already. I've not finished reading all the ones in my bookcase. And just like that, my friends, you don't write the book because you're anxious about, I don't know, I want to start this speaking coaching business. Where am I going to find the clients? Is anybody going to make an appointment? And if they make an appointment, are they going to show? And if they show, will I know what to say? And if I know what to say, will they be listening? If they're listening, will they pay? And if they pay, will they go through? And will they change their mind? You start worrying about all the things. And my coach said, Stacy said, she said, the fastest way to success is worrying about the one thing you need to control or you need to that you can control today. I'm paraphrasing. The one thing that you can control. Oh, the rain is going to come. Is it going to be very heavy? Will there be hailstones? Will there be power outage? Will there be gust of rain? No. If it's raining, stay your butt home, right? So we just start worrying about all the things. And anxiety, according to Dr. Lulu, is defined as worrying about things that haven't happened yet. And I am just as guilty. Yesterday, I had to go see a client. I did sign her in the end, but let me tell you, I did not remember what I just said to you now. That worryation over things that haven't happened yet is the definition of anxiety, according to Dr. Lulu. And I'm over here worrying, is she going to do this? Girl, just go for the appointment, hold space for her, believe that your client has full agency, they can make adult decisions, get out of their pockets. Who told you they can't afford it? How do you know? I am telling myself all these questions, asking myself all these questions, because I'm worried about everything in the kitchen sink. But meanwhile, I haven't even gone in for the meeting yet. I haven't even had a conversation with the client yet. Are you like that too as well? Right? Okay. Then of course there's joy. So you sign the client and you have a new client and you're excited and you're joyful and you're happy and you're content and you're celebrating. Or are you? Are you celebrating? Do you even recognize that this is such a huge deal, that celebrating it is telling your brain that this is a good thing and we can do it again? Do you allow yourself to celebrate, dear entrepreneur? Do you allow yourself to celebrate? That's a big deal, because celebrating is telling your brain you did well. Think about it. A little child who does something, does their math homework or finishes their spelling or whatever, and they just tell, Mom, I finished. And you're like, okay. No, you're like, oh, yeah, you finished. Good job. Would you like some ice cream, right? You celebrate it. And then what does that tell the kid? Positive feedback. This is a good thing that I just did. I need to do more of it. So let me tell you, I signed this client yesterday, and it took everything in my power to try to celebrate. In the end, I did something very personal that I don't know if I want to say it here. It involved an orgasm, because I was like, you know what? That's how I want to celebrate. That's how I want to celebrate. But you allow yourself to. The other day, on Friday, I signed another client and I struggled with celebrating. So actually what I'm going to try to do henceforth is every time I sign a client, I'm going to have a ritual that every time I sign a client, maybe for the next 2 or 3 hours after that, I do absolutely nothing. I try to watch TV, but the rain knocked out my Wi-Fi, so I couldn't do that. I live alone. It was cold. It was rainy. I don't drink alcohol, so I just stayed home. And before I knew it, I opened up my laptop. Luckily for me, my ChatGPT said, wait, let's pause and celebrate this. And then gave me some journal prompts to discuss this person that I'm becoming. And just a moment of transparency. At the beginning of this month, I said I promised myself that I was going to make $30,000 after watching Stacy, the lady I was telling you about at the beginning. I said, Dr. Lulu is going to make $30,000 in the month of October. And I went to my open mic on Thursday, that first Thursday, and I made the announcement. I was afraid. I was shaking. I didn't know how I was going to do it. But I said to myself, I'm going to become my $30,000 self. And I started asking, what will she do? How do I become her? And so I started embodying the idea of me signing a $30,000 client or making $30,000 in 1 month. I've never done that before in my business. But I decided I can. And in Igbo land, we say, Onye kwere, chi ekwere. When you say yes, your demigod or the universe or God also says, sure, let's do it. Like literally agreeing with yourself. And so I started building belief, radical self-belief of how I could become this person who is a $30,000 client. And I said it, and at the beginning, it was like a joke. It was like funny. It was like ridiculous. It was like crazy. It was like out there. But yesterday, I had made $28,000. And I still have a couple more days to go in the month. So you never know what you can do, but once you put your mind to it, you will do it. Nice rhyme, Dr. Lulu, right? So, and then of course there's overwhelm. Overwhelm is the cousin of anxiety and self-doubt. There's the next anxiety, fear, self-doubt, all of them, their biggest cousin is overwhelm. Because it's like you now decide, okay, I'm the entrepreneur, I'm the front, the back, the middle, everything. I have all these things I need to do, all of them at the same time. And so I wrote a post to myself recently. I said, dear current self, dear current self, you can do all the things. You just can't do all of them at once. Let me tell you, solopreneurship. And so yesterday I put up a notice. I said, I'm looking for a personal assistant, actually. And I got about half a dozen applications. So I'm going to be going over those in the next several days. But yeah, this is real. This is real. So like I said, I'm sharing my own life with y'all because that's all I know. My name is Dr. Lulu. And somewhere along the line, I even reconnected with the name that my grandmother gave me, Udako. And I said, you can also call me Dr. Udako. Udako means the balm of wealth. And I went through all these thoughts about becoming this person who has endless abundance of wealth. And wealth not as money or riches, but wealth of experience and wealth of love and wealth of joy and wealth of care and wealth of compassion and wealth of this and wealth of that. Because why not? What's the alternative? It's there. I know about it, but why does anybody want the alternative that is it's not doing anybody any good? So, and then there's concern. You might have concern about your client. You might have a client that maybe is not taking the steps and not doing the things that they're supposed to do. You might have concerns about it. You might have concerns about things in your business. The bottom line is recognizing that reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness. Recognizing that asking for help is actually a sign of growth, is a sign of wisdom. And then the big kahuna. The big kahuna is isolation, loneliness. That is the emotion of all emotions in solopreneurship. And we have to prepare for that. We have to safeguard against that because it is real. Sadly, a lot of entrepreneurs unlive themselves for multiple reasons: financial problems, loneliness, overwhelm, mental health challenges, depression, worrying about money loss. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the fact that when I first came to Atlanta, Georgia, I got duped of $8,000. My eyes were wide open, but it's a story that's now for the past, right? But it happened to me. So anyway, isolation can be bad. So, but the good news is there's something you can do about it, right? I wanted to end with isolation because it's real, but I wanted to also now make a U-turn, if so, or go upwards and discuss the ones, how you can help yourself. The first thing is self-awareness. Awareness of where your thoughts are, awareness of the words you say to yourself, awareness of all these things that we just listed. The second thing is finding community, finding other entrepreneurs, making friends with other people in your shoes, making friends with your clients, making friends with your coaches. Just because he's your coach doesn't mean they cannot be your friend. Just because they are your clients doesn't mean that they cannot be your friend. Loneliness is real. And I'd rather have 25 friends that are also my clients than none. I'm not better than my clients. I have to tell myself that. Plus, I need them, not just for the client coach relationship, but because I'm human. We need each other. Okay, so finding community is huge. Online communities, they're okay. In-person communities also. Finding somewhere that you belong is always a good thing. Will never go out of fashion. And then I mentioned camaraderie here because I really think as a solopreneur, for me particularly, I have found out that becoming friends with my clients has been such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Like I am able to now self-coach and bring my self-coaching into every aspect of my life. And I'm trying to get my clients to also do the same thing. Like just recognize our thoughts at any point in time and always be like on the lookout for when they're coming to get you. Like always never letting the ball drop, so to say. And then there's growth and scaling, right? The emotions that come with that can be a mix of any of the things that we've already discussed before. Joy that you're growing, anxiety about growing. It's a new emotion. Your nervous system might be like shocked about it, unable to handle it, or maybe it's able to handle it, depending on what you have support system wise. It's a co-creative process when it comes to coaching. So it's a lot. It's a lot of mental work. That's the thing. It's a huge mental burden. And so being able to take a break and rest. I mentioned rest here. Yes, take breaks, rest, and just recognizing that community is the antidote for isolation. It is the antidote for isolation. And then for me, I just want to end by saying all of the emotions that we just mentioned, every last one of them is valid. All the emotions are valid. Hi, Alia Grow Edits. How are you? All your emotions as an entrepreneur are valid. Every last one of them is valid. However, if you notice that a particular emotion is causing your body, because your body will sense it way before you recognize it. For me, I have something called fibromyalgia and I have C-spine stenosis. I will feel the pain in my neck. Some people call it intuition, whatever they call it, but I will feel my body doesn't like this, resisting this, and then I course correct. So you can lean into that because your body usually would not lie to you. Hire help, like I'm trying to do now, right? Oh, that's a whole conversation because what? Hiring help? I'll tell you all about it someday. But yeah, so I want to close with this affirmation. As a solopreneur, put your hand to your heart and say, I am the ride, I am the rails, and I am the reason the whole coach, oh, nice, moves, right? I'm the reason the train moves. So I am the ride itself, I'm the train, I am the railings, and I am the reason. So protecting myself is paramount. Self-care, as y'all know, for me, is paying attention to the words we say to ourselves first. You can paint your nails however much you like. You can put lipstick however much you like. If you're not saying words that are affirming to yourself, none of that matters. So anyway, I had such a good time discussing this with y'all today. These shows are usually about 30 minutes. I want them to be. So I'm very happy to share with y'all every Wednesday as much as I can. I'll come and talk about Real Talk with Dr. Lulu, whatever is going on in my mind. Today was the roller coaster of emotions that entrepreneurs go through. So my question to you is, what other emotions are there out there? Because I'm sure I didn't get all of them. 1. 2, how do you cope with your emotions? 3, what other topic would you like me to talk about? And 4, would you like to come on my show? Right? So it's every Wednesday at 12 noon. 30 to 45 minutes at the most, and we're done. My name is Dr. Lulu. I'm a pediatrician by training, an LGBT plus advocate by calling, and a mama beast all day, every day. I help LGBT plus people affirm themselves along their queer journey. I help doctors affirm their LGBT plus patients. I also teach at the medical school here as an assistant professor. I help parents affirm their LGBT plus kids, and I help people who want to become speakers get on stage and use their voices to make impact. You can tell I'm still trying to learn all of those things. So if you'd like, if anything I said to you said today resonates with you, or if you'd like to connect with me on Instagram, I am at the Momatrician, Momatrician. Let me see if I can put that on here. So IG is the Momatrician. Okay. That's for IG. On YouTube, I am at Moms for Trans Kids. On LinkedIn, I am Dr. Lulu. And on Facebook, I am Dr. Lulu Angels Haven, which is the name of my nonprofit on Facebook. And if you'd like to send me an email, for instance, if you're interested in working with me as a speaker, as a workshop or a facilitator, please send me an email. If you're interested in, signing up for the job as my personal assistant, my email is coach@dr-lulu.com. And if you think of any questions for me, please send me an email or send me a DM. And if you would like to work with me as your coach, as your life coach, if you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, you're trying to decide about that job, that marriage, that relationship, that child, that I don't know. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, if it has to do with your life, I can help you. My name is Dr. Lulu. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for listening to me today. This was amazing. I'm so happy. I'll see you all next week. Have a good time. Bye.